Iron Skillet Sports presents.
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Welcome in, everyone, to a new edition of The Sizzle. We're talking about the gridiron. Oh, baby, we're going to talk about the gridiron fantasy book. Ooh, it's going to be nice. Listen, get your pens, get your papers out so that you can take gridiron notes so that your fantasy team will be set and you'll be good for not only for Thursday's game, but for the rest of the weekend. But before we get started, let me say what's up to my man, Jay. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm feeling great, man. I can't contemplate the things that we about to say. Hopefully, y'all gonna get paid this weekend. That's what we hoping.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We're gonna make sure that you get some money in your pocket, and when you get it, make sure you send us a bit, okay?
I know, right? And you know what? Hit the subscribe button, the like button, share, do all that. It's right there on the bottom. Just click on that, the little red thing, and you see the content we put out, man. Let's go share this with your people. With your people?
Share it with
Is your people or is your people?
Share it with your peoples.
Your peoples, plurals.
Your peoples. Peoples.
We from the neighborhood. That's how we talk.
Right. Many times, Tammy.
Many times.
All right, bro. So let's talk about it. Let's go on. Let's get some predictions in. Let's talk about some things.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me start it off with, let's talk about the beloved. Let's talk about the beloved.
The Munchers of the Midway?
The Munchers of the Midway. They are munching up the field.
The 2-0 Bears, my friend.
The 2-0 Bears. And history's been kind to 2-0 teams.
Yeah.
If they get to 3-0, if they get to 3 or 4-0, oh, baby, we might have to change our themes.
We might have to.
Yeah, I might have to go and get some big man clothing soon that says Bears because their stuff's going to be expensive. Yeah.
Well,
seen how much those shirts cost, man.
They cost. The good ones cost, man. I mean, you want some really nice gear. And the Bears got nice gear too. There's no doubt about that.
Right. I mean, it's one of the most sellable and high selling jerseys and gear out there.
Yeah.
So if you're at DXL, if you're somewhere, you're on king size, you can find some Bears gear.
And now, fellas, it's always fashionable. You can wear a jersey on game day. But you just can't be sashaying around going to a wedding in your Bears jersey. Let's not do it.
No. No, you know what? That's funny, though, because I think, I went to a wedding, and all of the groomsmen had on Bears jerseys.
Wow. But, when you're a fan of the beloved, I could, why not?
Yeah, but they weren't even good numbers. Like, there weren't numbers I knew. Yeah, it was like for Tommy Wychef.
Hey, those jerseys are sort of cool. You got a guy who actually played in the league, but like he was in the league for like 6 days.
Yeah. The practice squad dudes.
Yeah, those jerseys are actually pretty cool. If I was going to wear a jersey, I'd wear something like that.
Yeah, so okay, let's look at some of what's going on in the league and let's try and get some people some money. You ready?
Yeah, let's go get it.
All right, so let's talk about Todd Gurley versus the Bears defense. Bears defense has been stepping up as of lately, shutting down running backs, and they've always been stout against the run. But this week they're going up against Todd Gurley, former LA Rams Todd Gurley, coming into the Falcons game kind of he's just kind of meh right now.
Yeah.
He's like, he's not great. He's not bad either, but he's meh. But if you've got Todd Gurley on your team right now, the over-under is 47.5. I'm going to tell you now, if you've got Todd Gurley on your team, I would suggest maybe putting him at running back 3-4 or maybe finding another starting running back. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, Todd Gurley, I think, had 21 carries for 61 yards. 21 for 61? Nah, that's not going to get it done in fantasy. Not if he's your number one back. He's not Todd Gurley of 3 years ago. He's just not that guy. He's got one speed, straight ahead, and he's going to run into anybody because he has that knee problem. He just can't cut like he used to. Remember, Todd Gurley was a little bit elusive, and then he would run away from you. Now he's not as fast, and he can't break a tackle. 21 carries, 61 yards. You got to get that guy on your bench.
Yeah, and funny enough, the Bears have a lot of good options. Again, I'm always an advocate for those of you who are looking in your PPR leagues. You're looking for someone that comes in and gives you a quick spark. You've got Jimmy Graham. Didn't have a great week last week, but the Bears do have kind of a trio now, like about my monster of tight ends that you can go to. Cole Kmet, Jimmy Graham, but you still got some bell cows with the Bears. Biggest bell cow is that you've got the running back. Their running back committee may not be deep, but David Montgomery is the lead back. He's guaranteed to at least bring you 10 to 11 points, which he was averaging last season.
Yeah.
But you can look at him to give you anywhere between 10 and 14 points, depending on how heavily the Bears have become a run team. Is that surprising to you this season, Jay?
No, they need to run. The only way Mitchell Trubisky is going to be effective if you slow down the pass rush. One way to slow down the pass rush is to run the football. That's what you got to do. David Montgomery looked good at that little swing pass out the backfield he caught. Get him in the open field, he's going to be gone. You got to use Tariq Cohen, and I consider all those little short passes like that, to me, they're no more than runs. And so you got to be able to give the ball up. Now, you also got to think, too, also who is getting the ball down around the goal line when you get around the 10-yard line? Who's getting that? Right. If you look at Todd Gurley, he's only got 3 touches within the 10-yard line. That's the reason why you got to have that guy sit that guy on the bench. You got to look like a guy at Montgomery, guys they go to around the goal line. That's you have to look to and say, okay, those guys get touches down there. They have a better chance to score.
Yeah, you've got Montgomery, who is the primary benefactor of rushing touchdowns, and Jimmy Graham, the primary benefactor this far in the season when it comes to tight end receptions. Yeah. But there's also there's a little snake in the weeds right there for those of you who are looking for somebody, and that's Darnell Mooney. You say, who? Mooney. Yeah. No, he didn't moon you. He mooned me. He is Darnell Mooney.
You went all the way to get that one, my friend.
I had to go deep into left field to get that one. But look, man, the comeback touchdown that he did last week, he has become Mitch's he's become that new dude. So look, if you got Miller on your fantasy team, you might want to let him go, or might want to slide him back down on that bench because Darnell Mooney is coming.
Yeah, if you're hearing this right now, go get him if he's still in your league, because after somebody hears this, he won't be there.
Oh, that's a guarantee. Yeah. After you hear this, he won't be around. But look, man, let's talk about the Deshaun Watson versus the Steelers. You're looking at a over-under of 44.5. I'm going to take the under. But what's going on with Deshaun this year?
Bill O'Brien and Tim Kelly. That's what's going on. Who calling these games? Do they not know what quarterback they have back there? What are they doing? This is the most... It makes you want to pull your hair out, and you see, I ain't got none. Look, this whole thing with Deshaun Watson, you got to use him in the right way. You pay the man his money, and now you don't put him in a position where he can win football games for you. You know, you got to get guys moving across the field, crossing patterns for Deshaun Watson. You got to get him out on the edge. He's too tough to let him sit up in the middle of the pocket with an offensive line that's not protecting him right now. And he's going to get beat up, and he's going to be out for the season, because that's what happens. He's a little bit brittle. So what you got to do with this guy, you got to get him on the move, let him use his arm, and start giving some where he can get some completions in. Look, he had 16 points last week. 16 points. That's all we were able to generate. It's not enough. So especially for fantasy. So you guys got to look at this. If he's not generating enough points, enough offense for fantasy, I hate to say it, Deshaun Watson might be a guy you want to bench against the Bears, because they are coming this weekend. Rest assured, they're going to be there, and they're going to meet at Deshaun Watson's house.
Yeah, the Steelers are a strong defensive team. They've put up some really good numbers. If you have the Steelers QB, if you got Roethlisberger on your fantasy team, kudos to you. Congratulations. But if you have Deshaun Watson, let me tell you a quick story. It's a little time for story time.
Yeah.
I'm in a fantasy league, in my standard league, where I have Deshaun Watson and Cam Newton. I don't think I need to tell you any more of how this story is going to go. Deshaun Watson has been sitting now. And this will be week 2 of him sitting on my bench.
Yeah.
I'm not putting him in over Cam. Cam had over 28 points last week. I'm not going to do it. And Cam has an easier role. Deshaun now, without having a number 1 receiver, a blanket, someone there, without having a great running game, without having great tight ends, he's a sitting target. And I refute that he's brittle. He's just not really strong.
Look, let me explain something to you. This offense is so bad with him. And I think I said Bears. I'm on sleep deprivation right now. I mean the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and they got Tyson Alua, who is a nasty, who's going to be coming. But if you look at Deshaun Watson, man, they just have 3 plays inside their opponent's 10-yard line. They rank last in the league. So what does this mean? This is not a quarterback you want to have the football because they're not getting opportunity to score the football in the end zone. Be that as it may, Deshaun Watson, as much as I love Deshaun Watson, he's in a poor offensive system for him right now. And if you have a better option at quarterback, I'd sit him down against the Steelers because this is only Ben Roethlisberger and them. They're going to keep the football. They're going to control the clock, and the defense is going to get after him. We know Pittsburgh always plays good defense. I'd have to sit Deshaun Watson this week.
So let's talk about Bills wide receiver John Brown versus the Rams defense this week. It's not looking good, not for John Brown, but it's looking great now. If you've got Josh Allen, I mean, he has really gotten the keys to the offense. He is moving that team along. And the addition of Stephon Diggs over there, making him a top. You're talking about receiver 1 through 10. You got Diggs right now doing some things. So what do we think about John Brown versus the Rams defense?
It all depends on what Josh Allen's going to do.
Right.
I mean, we know the last couple of seasons he was the greatest deep ball thrower out there, but now it's better this year. But his whole game is based upon can you get the long ball down there to him. We don't know yet. It's still early in the year. You're still early in the year. You have almost 50% of the people out there who have him on their roster, they start him. But you got to what? Are you getting the offensive production that you need in your fantasy league to keep starting him right now? If you're not getting production and he's playing against a team who's going to possess the football, it's possible that you might want to sit this guy down against a team who's going to possess the football for a while. So, this guy, he's not getting the production. There's a reason why only less than 50% of the people who have him rostered start him.
It's funny. Now, also, he is giving you a touchdown in every game this season and at least 70 yards through the air, but he's going to have a tough matchup. And I would say, if you have better options, play them for the week. All right, so let's move on to Melvin Gordon versus the Bucks. It's a over-under of 43.5 for the Bucks. The Bucks came out and did a mollywhopping last weekend of the lowly, terrible Panthers. I don't know if they're lowly. Yeah, they are terrible. Yeah, because they lost Christian McCaffrey, it seems like forever. So, yeah, unless Teddy Bridgewater is going to run for 2,058 points or yards a game, it sucks. But the Patriots don't look bad without TB, but the Bucks look great with TB. Am I just tripping, or is it just me?
It was going to take a minute. It was going to take a minute, but once he gets them dialed in down there in Tampa Bay, it's that train's going to be leaving the station, and it's going to be coming down the track full speed.
Yeah, so what do we think about Melvin Gordon? And he had some good numbers last week. Is Melvin Gordon a starter for your fantasy next week, or this week, I'm saying, coming up against the Bucks?
The only reason why I say no, there's the only reason why I say no right now, because you got Drew Lock got injured. Mm-hmm. So now you got Jeff Driscoll coming in at quarterback, who will push the ball down the field. But when you have new quarterbacks coming in, what do you usually do? They usually try to run the running backs at that point in time. So now you're going to see the box start to get stacked to stop the running game. So you're wondering right now, are they going to force Driscoll to beat him in the air? Are they going to go into a cover 3 and see if he can read these defenses well enough so that he can just beat him in the air? That's usually a thing that the Bucks will do. And plus, You got to try to score enough to stay with Tampa Bay if Tom Brady gets it going. If he gets it going, that means you got a backup QB throwing the football, and guess who's not getting the football at that particular time? That's Melvin Gordon, the running back. You can look around, this guy might get 14 carries for 50 yards.
Yeah, it could be a bust waiting to happen. So I would say if you've got him, you might be able to use him as your flex, but I wouldn't depend on Melvin Gordon as being your number 1 or number 2 running back.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one last bust. Since we're talking about fantasy bust this week, let's talk about Henry Ruggs. The Raiders have been a, pleasantly surprising team. You didn't think David Carr was going to pull it together, but he did. And now you've got, I can't get used to saying this, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get it right.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. But so you've got a Las Vegas Raiders, but you've got a lot of offensive work going on around there. You've got Josh Jacobs, you've got Darren Waller, and now you've got Ruggs, who has a knee injury that he's had since week 1.
Yeah.
Is he a sizzle or fizzle for this week, Jay, when you come to your fantasy league for Henry Ruggs?
The Raiders aren't really targeting their wide receivers like they need to be targeting them. And now you got a guy who's coming off a knee injury to an offense that's not really looking to push the ball downfield all the time. I'm thinking there's other options that you could have right now at this position to play another wide receiver. I still think he's a little gimped up from that week 1. I don't think he's going to be fully serviceable. All I'm looking for him to do is get targeted maybe 6 to 7 times and maybe get 5 catches for about 45 yards. I don't think this is a guy if you got him started in your number 1 or number 2 wide receiver, if you're just stuck, you got to put him in the flex, do that. But otherwise, I don't think you'll get enough production out of that number 1 or number 2 slot.
So that was your fantasy bust for the week. So if you're keeping tally, if you've got Melvin Gordon, you might want to put him into your flex. Henry Ruggs, you might want to bench him. You got John Brown, you probably want to find something better. And if you got Todd Gurley, you better find Todd Manley, because I don't think he's going to work well against the Bears.
Todd Manley, that was great. Hey, you know what I just did, right? I just went to click to put you in solo, and I put myself up again. This is 2 times in 2 shows that I've done the same exact thing.
I think you're doing this on purpose now. I think you just want to see you in solo and just have you on the screen. That's what it is.
At least this time I caught it. Last time it was 10 seconds. I was just staring at myself talking about, wow, look how handsome that fella is. Wow.
I can do a whole show without even moving my lips.
Look at me, boy. Wow, I'm really saying some good stuff. And all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, that's not SIZZLE.
Goodness gracious. Look, man. So, you know what I miss a lot is my fantasy basketball, because our Yahoo season got demolished.
Yeah, got you.
And I'm upset because I was all baby. Woo, I was all sizzle. And in all of my leagues, the lowest I was number 4. And I was coming for number 1. Oh, baby. I was coming. I had Tyler Hero, and he was a hero. You know what I needed on my team? I need a hero, and he was giving me points in every game. I got a little excited. I watched the game last night.
You're in solo. That guy balled out of his mind, didn't he? 37 points. 37 points. And I know we talked about it last show, so I don't want to be repeating myself. But I'm going to repeat myself. Is he that dude? Is he that dude now? We just ain't going to try to stop Tyler Hero? I mean,
man. Is he the dude that can get his own shirt that says, I'm a hero, I'm a bucket?
Dude, when the dude said he was coming down the court and he looked at one of the guys talking about, I'm a bucket. Just give me the ball, baby. I'm a bucket.
Who just says that?
But he was getting to his spot. Did you see the one, the Steph Curry shot from about 40? I mean, he basically pointed to the floor, like, come here, and he let it fly. I'm like,
he was like, you, come to me. Come to me.
You got the super green light. You got the fluorescent green light. You just on go all the time. What's that? What's that on Madden? I forgot how you shoot. You shoot with the green or something like that.
Yes.
But his green button just stuck. He's just on fire.
I'm telling you now, he was like NBA Jams. It was like he's heating up. He's on fire.
Man, that guy was ridiculous.
Oh, shakalaka.
I know. That guy was ridiculous, man.
It was ridiculous. But you know who hasn't been ridiculous?
Who's that?
It's a certain king in LA. But he has a Prince that's been doing some work. No, not like Prince. Not like, no.
That's why that guy, right?
No, not this Prince.
I'm the fully named.
Yeah, this is the Prince of the cornrows. His name is Anthony Davis, the Chicago favorite that I don't know what high school he went to.
I don't either. Why you calling me out like that? Yeah. We from Chicago too. That's bad.
It's not a foundational high school. It was one of those. It's a charter school, I don't know.
Send all of your comments and complaints to SIZZLE at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I tell you what, they need a charter school roster. When they have out like a top 10 player, you need to let the world know that we are a charter school forever because we got a top 10 player. And his name is Anthony Davis, and he's on pace.
Yeah.
Match the peak of the greatest big men in the NBA.
We're talking Shaquille O'Neal. We're talking about Wilt Chamberlain numbers this guy's putting out. I mean, just balling. You see him hitting the fadeaway, saving LeBron.
Away.
And deep in the three. Look, at the end of the game, why is Anthony Davis taking that shot, not LeBron? Where has the king been? Where has the king gone? Because I think he went 2 for 9. I think he went 2 for 9 last game in the fourth quarter. Something like that. He hasn't been there. You know?
That it's funny because all of the great big men in the Lakers lore, and now you got Anthony Davis.
And Anthony Davis is out balling. I mean, really, he is the reason right now why the Lakers are only at 2-1 instead of 1-2 right now.
Right.
I mean, because LeBron, unless LeBron just waiting to turn it on, maybe that's what he's waiting on because he is the king. He can do that, you know. And for all the LeBroners out there, I love me some LeBron. Don't get it wrong. But at some point in time, he better. Hey, these 2 for 9 fourth quarters, you can't have it. He's got to start coming and start bringing it. He's got to start bringing it because at some point in time, AD is going to have one of those games. We know he can have them.
Yeah. So, okay. Also, for the guys who are going to come, because they're cats who are going to come for you, like, my God, you on your AD, man, he great. Man, he won the red. Man, I don't know why you sleeping on AD. I'm not sleeping on Anthony Davis. I just told you that. Chicago Flyer. I wanted him at the Bulls. I wanted them to trade every pick they had and everybody on their team for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I did. I really
that didn't happen.
No, that couldn't happen. It should have, but it didn't. But the reality is, look, man, AD is carrying the Lakers. And so for all of you who are like, yeah, man, it's LeBron's team, and LeBron is the greatest. I get it. But the numbers are telling us something different. The numbers are saying since Shaquille, let's go. Kareem Abdul Jabar in the 80s, Shaquille O'Neal in the 90s, and now Anthony Davis. No other LA big has been able to carry the Lakers like AD. So the question is, SIZZLE, is Anthony Davis the greatest Laker big man ever?
No, he's not the greatest big man ever. Are you kidding me? What? No. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Come on. He's better than Chamberlain.
Chamberlain who?
He's better than
James Chamberlain?
He's better than Shaq.
Oh, Shaq Johnson?
He's better than Kareem Abdul Jabar.
Oh no, now that you said his full name, no.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Kareem fought against Bruce Lee, man. What was that, the Game of Death? Anytime you put on a big yellow jumpsuit like that, look like a big oversized bumblebee, and you gonna sit and talk about you the greatest of all time? No.
He looked like a banana with an afro.
He looked like a banana with an afro. And remember when he kicked Bruce Lee and like his foot was like at his neck down to his waist?
With the impression right on his chest, like Who does that? Who just kicks the footprint on you? I don't know. But okay, we've given the people fantasy. We've given the people some reality. So before we get ready to get out of here, Jay, you got to give the people some inspiration. So you know what it's time for. Jay's words of inspiration. Jay, leave the people with something hot.
Look, don't be chewing on your hot dog when you watch these Lakers choke against the Nuggets and this thing gets tied up really quick. Because I think right now, I think the Lakers looked away and said, we got this thing won already. And you got two ball clubs out here, one team sitting in the East and one team looking at them right now that's going to make this a series. Don't choke on your hot dog because the Lakers could be 2-2 coming up real soon.
Yeah, don't be surprised if this goes to Game 7.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if LeBron doesn't make it on the other side.
Oh. I can understand it.
Better be ready. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But if you're not ready, you can get ready by following us, liking us, sharing, and subscribing. Okay, let's do it in reverse. Why don't you go subscribe, then you like it, and then you share it? How about that? Subscribe, like, and share when you see Iron Skillet Sports, when you're talking about the sizzle, the talk of the 219, James Boyd's noise, when you're talking about hot money with Simone Kason. Boy, you better know what you're doing. You talking about Rich Sizzle's fantasy.
Yeah.
All of this, baby, you got to get ready because we got more coming for you.
Hey, and just to let you know, we're posting 100 shows in 100 days. We're coming at you. Jump on board. Tell your friends because we're out here and we'll be here every day.
100 shows, 100 days.
Somebody's got to do it.
Who does that? Nobody but the sizzle.
That's right.
It's real. It's real on the field, baby. So all I'm telling you is, if you ain't listening, you better be. For J Sizzle, I'm G Sizzle. Hey, baby, we're going to catch you on this other side. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle, the hottest talk of the 219, the only talk of the 219, the hottest sports talk in the region.
Did you know that you can listen to Iron Skillet Radio on